Greetings, mortals, and welcome back to me being way brighter than I thought. Hey.
Let's see. I am very fancy with all of my announcements when I'm an hour and a half late, but not fancy enough to have a link up with the announcements tab. That would be crazy. Ugh. One second, I forgot to get a drink. I forgot to get a drink. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? There we go. We making the drinks happen. It's all good. It's all good. Mm-hmm. Oh. No, last we left off, we're doing that voice now. We're doing the voice where I yawn, not the voice where I do the demon voice. Unless we left off, we had just found two cool legendaries that were cool and stuff. And we'd been doing maps, and it was great. And I think we might be. Oh. Ready to continue. Let's see here. We're not quite ready. Give me a second to check the link over here to make sure that we have the right, most up-to-date version. Okay. Alright, we do need to update. There's no patch notes, but we are on. Okay, so where's just here? There it is. Boop. Hey. I'm awake. You're the one who's not awake. You're the one who's not awake. Don't you judge me. Okay. So, we should have this done. There we go. Now we are ready to get started. Question mark. Yes. Okay. Whew. So, we just finished up a map. Let's take a look at our stuff here. So we picked up this legendary, which already works, actually. I was under the impression that it might not work yet, but it does work. But the effect seems to have been have had the dark and the physical resists swapped, so it wasn't dropping dark resistance, but it was dropping physical. Let's see here. What else do we have? Did we find any other shinies that we have yet to identify? We have this, which we can't use for probably quite a while, like 20 levels, which is nice. Anything else? Identifying. add inventory. This is actually pretty good. Oh yeah, huge buff for you. Let's go ahead and just do that. Very nice. Alright. And then we go to here, check all these. Okay, so we should be good to go. We could do more maps today, but today's not map day, so we don't need to do maps. We can head to Might Magic 6 if we want. And I guess we might as well. Yeah, let's head to 6. So what were we doing in 6? We had gotten ourselves something. Brain. We finished up. Did we finish up Silver Cove? I think we finished up Silver Cove. We finished Whitecap already. Does that mean that we're ready to go to Blackshire, actually? Because I think we finished here, right? If we can go to Blackshire, that would be pretty huge. We'd be able to complete quite a few quests when we did that. I don't think I have any quests that I can turn in here. Done that. We've done the Druid Stronghold. There should be 3. Yeah, we're done here. Let's see. Oh no. Oh no. I'm failing to come up with any random Darkwing Duck references, unfortunately. Alright, we're gonna pop over to Blackshire. Fly is allowed without restrictions here. That is excellent for me. We can pop down here, and there's a boss over there. And let's pop down. Okay, so these even have bodies? They don't, right? These do have bodies. Alright, so they do potentially drop crafting materials. So okay, that's a concern. That's a concern. Alright, we're just gonna pop over here. There's a boss over there. I'm gonna actually dive this air elemental. Wow, we got another one? Holy shit. So we've gotten 2 things that let us rewrite stats. It's kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. Actually. Alright, so we're gonna just take out this twister here. Done. We have the fireballs coming in. We're gonna pop over here. We're gonna click on this thing. Once we can track down the key in our inventory. I don't remember seeing the key recently. I have no idea where it is. We have 3 hourglasses now. That is pretty clutch. So with those 3 hourglasses, we can start reworking some of our legendaries. I think that's the last one. I think that's the last one. So Master Shield and GM Shield. We don't have GM Shield yet, so there we go. We got GM Shield on her.
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper, indeed. Oh shit. I might be in trouble here. You know, we're actually not in that bad a shape. This is only level 167. We do appear to be reaching the point where we start outscaling the more high-level enemies. So that's good. That's very good. We do need to be concerned about the unconsciousness procs. They can't tag.
Live long and prosper.
They can't tag Commoniton with those. Master Mace and GM Mace.
How about some trading?
We are doing that. Trading post. Horseshoe. Alright, now we fly over here. Get this tagged. Nothing of interest. Light magic. The wonders of mass distortion. Okay, statuettes are in the thinger. Kriegspire, Mire the Dam, Bootleg Bay. Alright. We'll deal with that at some point. We don't need to deal with it right this moment. Save it up. Did we go into all the houses? feel like we might have. No. We didn't go to your house. Okay, we got that quest. Now, next on our agenda, I think. Let's go down here. Actually, let's clear out the top area before we get to the bottom area. There's plenty of bosses here to fight. Okay, we aggroed 2 more. We aggroed 3 more. We're gonna stand at this exact spot. Aggroed a couple more. We're now in the green. We're gonna save this. Move right along. We didn't lose primary DPS kind of character or anything. This is fine. This is fine. We also didn't lose the person who keeps us alive. We didn't lose either of those characters. Everything is fine. I need to get some more SP regen on Sortira because holy shit. Can I just... Should we get meditation? Just tag this up to 20. I'm gonna get meditation all the way to 20. I think that is the way to go. Because holy shit. Okay, we're aggroing another one of these. Oh, and the boss? That is a concern. Don't think I necessarily... You know what? It's only 2, right? What are you? You're regenerating, so we need to not tag you yet. Let's put this one out. Well, we got the thinger. Yeah, this is going to end badly for me. Basically just go run this around the building. I can't believe this building worked this well, actually. Holy shit. That's way better than I expected. Alright, so we should be golden now. Should be golden. We cleared out the first one. When we grab the other one, I think we'll try to use that same building for it. See how things go. That's quite a few enemies.
No match for me.
As long as that one keeps moving back there. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it.
Got it. Can someone heal me?
Okay. Easy peasy. Okay, yeah, Sortira should be much more capable of doing this now. I think I'm actually going to get my meditation up to like 25. I get like 1 extra regen if I do it right now. Like a full point of SP regen is pretty good. Alright. Whew. So we just have a few left. Once we've taken these out, we can hopefully pull the boss next. And once the boss is cleared, we can just dive the rest of them. So we'll just get the boss behind this corner, because it's a very powerful corner. And then we will loot the chest. We'll have a quest we can turn in immediately. That's a summoner. That's suboptimal. What? No. Don't do it. Who? Oh, right. They have range attacks. Okay. I'd love for you to get stuck. Damn it. Let's burn through these. Okay. I think we're in good shape here. We should be able to burn through this pretty quick as we sink off of the... just slide off the roof in its general direction. Luckily, these do not appear to fight the townsfolk. Done. In the green. So now we can just jump down over here, take out the remainder. Never mind. I thought there were fewer of these. Those two were like hidden around a corner and I just didn't notice. Alright. Okay, these can't move. There we go. So what is this? Tarot. Oh. Oh, this one's aggroed. Interesting. Need this to rotate up the mountain so that I can isolate it. So lightning lizards are fairly high level, but not like crazy high level. So how are we in terms of... So right here we are still in the yellow. Okay, we're no longer in the yellow. Save this.
Powerful this is.
Berserker belt. Immune to fear, 345 might. Not too bad, actually. I don't know if this will be useful. I should have... Let's see, Berserker belt.
There's no room left.
This is probably not going to come into play. Let's identify some of this stuff.
Ah, it's useless.
Okay, those are pretty good.
This is nice.
Okay. Next on our agenda is popping down here. Tagging this. We don't need to. 6 trillion enemies on this. I think that's okay. We can pull fewer than that. So what level are you all? This is 177. So not that high level, honestly. How does hardest or after area we've dealt with so far? On this run? I think one of the early ones. One of the early areas, almost certainly, is the one that was the hardest to deal with. I'm not entirely sure which one offhand. Let's see, which area did I struggle with most? I don't know. I don't actually know. I think Alvar was no. Alvar was fairly difficult, but I think almost certainly the hardest area was Murmurwoods, right? Murmurwoods was a lot. It was both the outdoor area and the interiors caused huge problems for me. So I think that Murmurwoods was a place where we fully bit off more than we could chew. And we could technically get through the outdoor area, but it took so long that we had like multiple death saves, and it was like nightmarish to getting through some of it. Like if we didn't, I'm just like thinking about how long that would have taken to get done if we didn't have 2 characters that were fully immune to the light elementals. Like wildly difficult. So yeah, I think in terms of outdoor areas, it was definitely Murmurwoods. And in terms of interiors, right? The whatchamacallit dungeon, the cave in there was really, really rough. And I think by comparison to that, this area is going to be fairly trivial. The enemies here are not going to be high enough to go too crazy on me. So I could easily see myself having problems with the interiors here. Ancient Troll Home wasn't a real problem. Like, after having done the exterior area, the Ancient Troll Home itself was pretty easy. Because it's like, it's the same enemies as I was fighting outside. But, you know, basically it just took like, I think maybe 2 attempts to get through, like, the entryway. Like, getting the opening out required a couple of attempts, I think, but I don't think it even took that many. I think it maybe just took, like, 2 or 3 to get the opening, because you start out, like, in media res. There's a bunch of enemies right there, right? We're going with that, even though that's definitely not what in media res means. But it kind of does. Because in media res just means like in the middle of the action, right? So if you get dropped into... Yeah, the Druid Circle was the hardest dungeon for me. That's the dungeon that was the most mechanically difficult to deal with, as well as like took it's the only dungeon that I've outright failed on this run, right? That's the only place where I've been like, I can't actually do this dungeon yet. I have to come back to this area to clear it later. Yeah, it was definitely the wasp dungeon of this run. Because the wasps I managed to get on first entry, but Druid Circle, that thing really messed me up. That messed me up bad. I think if I was going to do this again, one of the things that I would be... Well, I guess the entire routing would actually have to change, now that I think about it. If I was going to try to do this properly. So, it's kind of pointless to say, oh, if I was going to do this again, I would, need to change da-da-da and prioritize da-da-da. It's like, well, the entire routing would actually be different, so... I don't want to kill you while you're over the water, even though you hypothetically aren't going to drop anything. Nope. Okay, I think it's not over the water. Your elemental drop attacking from over there. Never mind, it's adamantite. That would work. Okay. We are gonna clear this out. Ooh. Probably isn't gonna drop anything, but it might drop crafting material or something. There we go. Easy peasy. It's really too bad that Olren isn't more durable right now. The disadvantage of having your elemental caster maintaining the fly be one of your squishiest party members. I should probably use my skill points that I've got. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Okay, I think that we're in pretty good shape. The enemies here don't seem to be doing that much damage. And we should be on the way up in terms of power. We're not going to have too much in the way of, like... I would love that. That sounds like an excellent thing for me to have. So go ahead and transfer that over, and then we'll do that dungeon immediately. That's a good call. Good call. Good call. Negative 10,000, huh? Oof. That be concerning. It's not that big of a concern, honestly, because Sortiro only is at negative 2,000, so... So we can do that. Okay. Save the game. We're getting pretty close. We have... No, we have more than one top tier. So this pack. So we need to split the pack. We have fly, so it's easy to split it. And then we're going to, rather than accept the fact that we've split it and pull them away from each other, we're going to not do that and try to fight two greater werewolves at the same time. That's a good call. We made good decisions. Yeah, we'll definitely have to do more maps again sometime in the near future. Because that was a good time. We didn't find the map that we were hoping to find. Maybe we just do a map every time we finish a map. How do we feel about that as an option? Because I was enjoying the maps yesterday. And it could be kind of fun to just do a map in between each map. Until we run out of maps that are, like, for areas that we've been to already. Which shouldn't take that long either, honestly. Oh, the other thing that we should do, we should probably pop over to the arena and get the Endless Arena progressed. Let's do that. Once we finish... I didn't realize that there was a chest here. I completely forgot this existed. Huh.
This is nice.
Fancy meeting you here.
Who needs it? This is perfect.
Alright. Nailed it. Okie dokie. So... Okay, so... Is the Endless Arena actually endless? Is there anyone in chat who actually knows if the Endless Arena is endless or not? Or is there like a finite... is there a finite number of battles that are there? It just occurred to me that since the name is endless, they might have some way that they procedurally generate the battles after a certain point. But is it like... But even then, there might be like a point where it stops being the ones that were preset and starts being ones that are procedurally generated. Oh, that sounds like a challenge that I'm probably not going to be able to clear. But if that's the case, we need to start working on it. What is that? How are these things related? Not at all, really. But we are going to have to do it. They've scaled things up since the last time I played. Like you can get, I believe, both item and crafting scaling that goes well beyond the point where it went before. So I feel like there's a decent chance that we will get massively further by the end of this run than we got the last time. Possibly not. One thing that is going to be called into question is whether this party can handle the blaster guys very effectively. So that's going to rely on us having pretty good resists. I think my previous party had a pretty good set of resists.
Nice. We don't need this.
in general. They had a pretty good resist setup. The resist system has changed, so we'll see if I can. Play. Okay. Yeah, this is not that bad. If these were as dangerous as I would expect them to be, I feel like I would have never survived that encounter there. And it wasn't like I survived it by just Kamanatin being so crazy that he just, like, pulled us through on his own. It was very much, you know, multiple party members surviving for long periods of time. So let's save this. None of my party members are getting, like, one shot, which is nice. Like, Ulrin is getting kind of barely two-shot here. Pull out of here. Son of a bitch. This is really not too bad. This is very manageable. Way, way more manageable than I would expect. Like, look at this. This is going practically smoothly. Hey Malka, how's it going? That's good. Things are going good here too. Yesterday we did a bunch of maps. This legendary here, not this legendary, that's not what that even looked like. This legendary that reduces monster resistances by 1 was second. Let's check your resists. This isn't going to work super great, but that's fine. So 110 dark resist. I missed. Lovely timing. The dark resistance is still 110. And everything else dropped. And if I take off my spear and I do it again, the physical should stay at 19 too. Or sorry, the physical will not stay at 19. Physical goes down. Oh, is there a limit to this? Okay. This thing has already had its physical dropped a bunch.
It's fixed.
Oh, was it just... No, it wasn't. It just broke. Give me a second. I'm just going to finish this one off and then we'll demonstrate on a different target. The physical resistance was dropping without the spear in play. But the dark isn't. So you can basically see all of these are even 0 numbers. And then the physical drops to 68 from 70, and the dark stays at 110. So I just think that the dark and the physical were probably swapped, because I don't know if, it doesn't specify here that this is magic resistance and doesn't include physical. But I'm presuming that since there's only one of them that isn't dropping, it's probably supposed to be physical. Let's see. The maps were good. It was a good time. We just blasted through a few of them. We did a like level 230 map that was wild and crazy. Oh, physical is intended. Okay. No problem there. Yeah, I wasn't sure which it was going to be, but that's all good. So that's going to make... We actually found 2 of those yesterday. We found that chain, but we also found some boots. We can't equip the boots yet. The boots are level 109 required. But we have multiple of those. It was so funny to get, like... It was so funny, because especially because I was thinking, like, you know, it's weird that
This is not. Let's leave it behind.
they reverted the scaling thing with the spear. That's unusual because it's such a powerful and unique effect, and like it feels like it would skew things in the late game toward like physical builds. And then the second that like I get back to streaming after seeing that patch note, it's like, oh, there's some new legendaries in play, and I look at that legendary, and it's like, oh, okay, this is not. It's just no longer a unique effect, which means that it's perfectly reasonable to have that in play. It was delightful, absolutely delightful. Very, very good.
It is but a scratch.
I'm hoping to get some good usage out of those. No, those were... I found 2 legendaries, and both of the legendaries were that one. And I found them at the end of the stream as well. Actually, that's not true. I found them throughout the stream, probably, but I only identified them at the end. And then I went to test it out because I was curious whether it would do anything. Because I saw it in the patch note that it's like, oh yeah, these you can drop these, but I don't know if they're not implemented or whatever. I'm like, okay, these may or may not do anything at all. And then I went and checked it. I was like, oh, this is implemented and has a slight bug to it. That's delightful. I can comment on this. It was so good. Okay. Clear you out. Clear you out. Yeah, it's funny. I felt like there were more of these lizards in play than there are. No problem. You always fix things so quickly. The turnaround is so fast. It's so good. Okay.
I don't know.
Let's see. Yeah, considering that the minus resist legendary had just been released like 14 seconds prior. Like
Very There's no room left.
Oh shit, did I accidentally... Oh no. When was the last time I saved? Because I just completely broke the UI. Damn it. I haven't done that since Murmur Woods. I have no idea how I did it. I don't think I hit G.
3DO.
I don't think I hit one of the sorting buttons. I must have hit some number of buttons in a place that... I don't know what the hell I did. I don't know that I could emulate that. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely didn't expect to find 2 copies of the new Legendaries in like the first stream, because I don't think I find an average of 1 legendary per stream necessarily. Though we were doing a lot of maps. We were doing a lot of maps. The other thing that's funny is that I actually don't have the other resist legendary. I don't have the positive resist legendary on this file yet. So I'm looking forward to getting that and trying it out with my full like legendary resist setup that I'm gonna have eventually. I feel like my late game build is going to be very, very strong. We're going to have to see, but I suspect that it's going to be pretty strong. We also have so many boots. I think we have, what, like 4 legendary boots now or something like that? Or is it just 3 legendary boots? No, I think we have 4 legendary boots, because we have 2 in our inventory that aren't equipped. That'll be interesting. Fits my What'll be really funny is if I just don't even end up finding it at any point. I think there were some legendaries in the initial like set that I didn't find during my first run. I could be wrong though. I think I found most of the important ones, but I think I might have missed a couple of effects in the first run. I should run into more of the legendaries in this run, because I'll both have done more maps in total, so I'll have more chance to get stuff, because I've been doing the treasure maps. But also, I'll have been higher level for a larger portion of the game as well. So, though our EXP gain has not been super high for a while now. Like, we got a bunch of experience yesterday, but we also did, like, 6 maps yesterday or whatever, which is a lot. Though we also haven't really started doing the late game quests either, which might end up giving me a ton of EXP. We haven't even been doing the mid-game quests, actually, so we'll see. I've realized, I don't know if you've been here, Malika, since I realized this, but I realized that I fully didn't understand how the bolster works. I thought that the bolster was set for a creature when the creature spawned, and the creatures actually dynamically bolster every time you come into the zone. Or maybe just any time. I think it's probably any time you enter the zone. So I didn't realize that I could, like, clear part of a zone and then come back to the zone later. So it's literally like if I were to go to the trainer right now and not reload the map, but I leveled up 10... Oh, I guess it wouldn't matter, because I would have to leave the zone anyway, right? Because it's not... Going to the trainer, it wouldn't help me, because it wouldn't give me any bolster for this zone anyway. So, but basically, I didn't realize that if I left a zone partially cleared, I could come back and they would level up. So the entire like strategy for how I've been doing the max bolster stuff, that's not been like even close to optimal, and that's very funny. I think that that's very amusing, and that I'm quite a dope. So basically, I've adjusted some of the stuff that I'm doing on the fly, but in practice, what I should have been doing this whole time is literally immediately upon getting myself to the next finger point, the point where I could get the next level, I should have been going and traveling back to the other zones. Which has interesting implications for the way that the run progresses, and I think that the way that I would probably want to handle it in the future is actually to go really aggressively leaning into the max bolster angle and do exterior maps and not worry about clearing all the interior maps. Oh, right, it also just accounts for experience. But there's many things wrong with what I said about the bolster while you're still in the same map. There were many... We don't need to go too deep into that. But basically, every time I get a new level available, just switching maps to get it to basically just always be on the lowest map, or the highest bolster map, basically, could have given me probably a lot of bonus experience in the initial bits of the game when you're leveling very quickly, and gotten me quite a bit of extra EXP during the opening. But also, it would mean that I could do some interesting stuff with the routing, where I do the exteriors first, and by doing the exteriors first, I think I could activate some cool shenanigans.
It's useless.
I think I could activate some cool shenanigans. The key would be trying to keep, trying to get at least to like 65% completion without actually leveling up in the dungeons. So like, basically holding off on clearing dungeons that are larger until I had more EXP to play with. The one thing that would be a significant disadvantage, I guess, is that I would still, for the opening, need to get all the way through the Might and Magic 7 opening before I could leave. So that part of the routing wouldn't change much, which mitigates how crazy I could go with it a little bit. Because I couldn't just get like one level in each zone, one after another. Obviously, one level wouldn't work. The first place that I went to, I would need to get like 4 levels instead of 1, because I think that there's a 3-level offset, roughly. And I'm aware that it accounts for experience, not levels, but it's like functionally the same deal. The amount of experience that equates to that number of levels. Whoop. Let's see. I think we're almost done here. Yeah, and so at this point, our EXP gain is going to start slowing down because of the fact that we're now, like, ahead of, like, all the enemies. So my head. Whereas in the previous ones, it wasn't until we had like finished all of them and basically stopped getting new bolster that we started pulling ahead. We're now not we're not going to be we're not going to be having enemies jump up to catch up anymore. So things should be smoother from here on out. The distance between us and things like the Cuisinarts is only going to get smaller over time. We will see. We will see how it goes. But yeah, I'm definitely curious to see how this goes. I'm also curious if I did a strategy like that, I might hold on to more of my quests for longer. I think that might be interesting. But it would also give me the ability to go get Master Unarmed, which I still don't have, earlier in the run. I'm not going to change the rule set that drastically this late in the run, but it's something to consider for later. Okay, we finished this. I can tag you. Let's see. Ruh-roh. Playing dangerous. Who knows what could happen? The shadow knows. What are we doing? Wow, it's already 11:36. Imagine that. Imagine how late it gets when you start at 10:30 instead of 9 o'clock. Doing our ASMR shit. This is an ASMR stream now. Definitely. Okay, I think we've looted all the chests down here, question mark. There might be one in the corner. The glug 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 stream indeed. Oh, I didn't kill a couple of critters down here. So we're gonna clear these out. Once we've cleared these out, there wasn't a single boss lizard, was there? No dice there. No dices. How are we doing? Anything else? I think we should be set now. We weren't wandering around super far, so I feel like at the very least we should have the enemies done now. All right, let's continue onward. You know, it just occurred to me that, like, they don't really... Like, the draw distance is always disguised in modern games, right? It just occurred to me that, like, I can see the skybox because the landscape isn't drawn until it gets within a certain range of me. And I don't notice it, but it's like, I feel like probably younger people today might
don't need
not
this.
understand why the hell the world looks the way that it does.
I can't.
I can't
That would
learn
be
that
useful.
spell. I can use that.
Like, wait, like,
You could sell it.
why does the world disappear? It's like, oh well. It technically happens in probably most games. It's just a matter of it's just a matter, not most games, but really, really big games these days. It's just that you can't see it because there's fog. And they can't put fog in a game like this because it would kill your machine. It would kill your machine dead. Ooh, okay, so we had some more stuff over here. I thought it was surprising that I hadn't found more loot. Okay,
It's
we got
useless.
this. Anything else of interest? Alright, the crafting materials that we just found are going to be huge. That's been a thing that we have lacked for quite a while. Nice, congrats. Speaking of the dwarf compound, should we try to do a level 232 version of the dwarf compound and die horribly to rocks?
That'll be useful. I wish I could learn that.
I hate to tell you, this isn't a democracy. We're not doing that. I hate to tell you. That's not happening. Let's see here. Tells to Eofall. I could try it once just to die horribly, and we could have a laugh at it. But there's no shot that I'm going to be able to clear that. It's 232 and it's got rocks. Okay, the Cave of the Dragon Riders map is going to be real crazy. That's going to be a real difficult thing to deal with. Do I have 2 of those now? No. Fortress, huh? Well, we don't have a dwarf fortress, but we do have a compound. Let's go.
This'll be fun.
This will be fun. Alright, so let's see how quickly we die. My thinking is damn near instant.
Let's fight.
Okay, we have this set of boulders. They're level 245. They're going to hit us with like 1 rock and instantly kill us. So we haven't gotten hit by an AoE yet. This is us not getting hit by an AoE. We didn't get hit by a single AoE in that pack. This is going to go great. Okay. Not a single rock hit us. Hey! Kamanaton didn't die to the first rock. That's pretty cool. It took 2 rocks. Okay, well, we've tried the Dwarf Fortress with predictable results. Let's see, where are we going? We can actually turn this quest in. Let's go turn this quest in Iron Fist. We could teleport there, but we don't have to, because it's not that kind of run. It's not a minimum travels run. Oh, actually, we don't need to turn that quest in yet, because first, let's go to Whitecap. We've actually completed the Dragon Towers quest, I think. I think that the Dragon Towers that we have to tag are only where we can town portal to, so... Pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed.
Oh, His Grace, Eric von Stromgard, Marquis of the Northern Marches.
Okay. And we have passed Might and Magic 7. So Might and Magic 7, are we already prepared for the thinger? So are you're an Elder Assassin now. So that's a bit of extra HP. a bit of extra mana that we don't need. Actually, no, the mana actually does matter because it increases the amount of thinger that we have potentially. Assuming that we even got an increased mana, we might not have gotten an increased mana. But I presume that we did. So next on our list is let's go back to 7. We're gonna quickly pop over to Might and Magic 7, and I think in 7 we're able to just go to Deja now. So we can get Deja done. So that will be useful. I already have a pretty similar amount of HP actually. How are we on levels? Let's go train. And once we've trained, we'll be ready to go to Deja. In Deja, we can clear out...
Best training in the... Brilliant. Brilliant. Brilliant.
some things. What is next to Deja? Is Teleria adjacent? Fly to the west. That goes to Deja. Let's do it. So we're gonna pop over to Deja. Do we have anything else that we need to do in terms of skills? Not yet, I don't think. I could dump these points in, so let's start that process. And... Oh, we actually could tag Enlightenment up as well, if we have a reason that we feel that we need to do that. Okay, so we should be golden now. We're going to pop into Deja. We are going to have some ambushes that we need to deal with at some point. Wait, did Oren also get promoted? Oren was also promoted. Interesting. Yes. That makes sense. Alright. We're gonna pull a bunch of harpies. Okay. This should all go fine. We have a fairly physically durable party here.
No match for me.
Okay. Got the Harpy Queen. Alright, we should be able to clear these out. actually. I can probably just dive toward things. I don't need to like play it safe and let them come to me. So we'll be finishing this exterior area. I'm debating when we want to try the watchtower. The watchtower is gonna be trouble. And I don't know when we're going to do it. So my guess is we're going to clear this for now. Wait, my level is calculated by the combination of the 3 bolster levels? Does that mean the Endless Arena is free experience? It doesn't affect my... It affects my actual level, but doesn't affect my relative level to the enemies. So it doesn't
I can't carry anymore.
it doesn't give me less experience as a result of that? Interesting. That just like clicked in my head. The implications of that. Interesting. So that would mean that I could... that pushing the Endless Arena is purely useful with no downside.
No match for me.
Because I've been thinking that there would be a downside to it. But if the experience gained there doesn't factor into the bolster system, and the entire thing is based off of the bolster system's calculation of my level, then in theory, the Endless Arena would just give free EXP. I feel like that's just correct. Okay, we're gonna clear these. I might not actually finish this zone when I do this. Rather than clear this whole zone, it might make sense for me to just do the quest here that I have. And then once I've done that quest, okay, unfortunately we're going to get a lot squishier if Cortal goes down, because we won't have the regen, but we also will have a lot fewer enemies in play if that happens. So. Yeah, the enemies here should be pretty low level. Yeah, these are only like level 132, so... nothing too major. Alright, save it up.
Ooh, we don't need this.
Oh, it's close.
This is no. We don't need this.
Ah. Okay, let's fly down here. Yeah, do we want to just turn in this quest? And then, once we've got the quest turned in...
I can't carry anymore. Ooh,
There's no
my
room,
pack's
sir.
full.
go drop to another place so that we can get the bolster increased. Is that how we want to handle that? Or do we want to... We're actually very, very close to catching up to 6. I think we're just going to kill our way
Ooh,
into catching up,
we don't need this.
and then we will jump back into 6 again
There's no room.
immediately and do that quest. I guess it we'll need to get to a threshold, right? Like we need a threshold where we actually get it up to the next level. We don't need to be at a different decimal point. We need to be transitioning up when you've got an extra level there. So give me a second. Let's take a look. We have both of them at 117 right now. So it's going to take quite a while before we get that up to 118 in either one of these. So with that being the case, they're basically interchangeable at the moment for quite a while. So I think that we just keep clearing for now. We need to do some item management too. I'm debating whether we should go a bit late today, actually, because we started an hour and a half late, and I feel bad doing something that's so off schedule, because I feel like people, it heightens the, desync for people who would have been able to show up if I had started on time and wouldn't be able to stay until the end. If I go to all the way to 2 o'clock, then I feel like I'm kind of making that desync even worse, because I'm going even later than I normally would. But also for people that are here, it feels kind of wasteful to not be able to get remotely close to a full stream out of it for people that are available. But also, I have a bunch of housework that I need to do. I don't know. Well, in terms of real life stuff, there's not a ton of difference, to be honest. Mostly the reason that I make sure to always end at 1 o'clock is that I don't want to wear myself out, because streaming is tiring, but it doesn't feel like it's tiring. So the 1 o'clock being pretty much a hard out, I have a bunch of stuff that I need to get done every day, but I don't need to get it done exactly at 1. I usually don't have something that I have on there. It's just I want to make sure that I am not going late and then tiring myself out and struggling to stream for the rest of the week, which is a problem that I've had happen multiple times. Where it's just I wear myself out. So, because streaming is a very socially active activity, and it's very it's fairly high intensity, because even when I'm not even when chat isn't very active, regardless of whether it is or not, I'm always aware of the audience, and I'm always trying to make things interesting, which is something that is fun and interesting to do for me. And when I'm doing it, it feels energizing. But then when I finish doing it, I'm so exhausted afterward. I'm just so tired if I do it for too long. So it's a matter of managing the time effectively. And so because of the fact that that's mostly just a matter of how long I'm doing it, obviously if I start an hour and a half late, ending an hour late shouldn't have a problem from the primary perspective of why I do it. But the other thing is that I really do like having a fairly consistent schedule for streaming. I much prefer for people to be able to go, okay, this is when this person is live. If I go there during this time period, there's the expectation that they're live. And there's not the expectation that, they'll be going considerably outside of that period. Which I do like. I feel like it's been a lot easier for people to have a more consistent experience with me having a more consistent schedule. Where it's some people kind of just always have to watch the VODs because I'm not streaming during a time when they're available. And some people are able to watch pretty much every stream while it's live. And I think that to me, that feels like a more coherent experience than to kind of like mix and match depending on the whims of when the streamer decides to go live, which was most of my streaming career. Yeah, I normally wake up to my alarm, but I had some slight issues today where I was up until 5:30 this morning. It's a miracle that I got up when I did, honestly. I got up feeling perfectly well rested. Which is a little bit surprising, honestly, considering that I got, like, 5 hours of sleep. So it's a little bit surprising. It's not that surprising, though, because it's like, oh shit, I need to go live. Boom, immediately cut through that sleep haze. I say that. People who were here at the beginning know that that's not entirely accurate. Do I kill the guards? Do I lure you away and make you murdered? Yes. Okay, so how are we doing? We are at 117 for everywhere now. GM Mace is here. Expert Dark Magic is here. We already have that, right? Okay, so, excuse you. Come with me to a place where the peasants can't see our disagreement. Because I don't know if the peasants will aggro off of me murking the guards or not. Okay. Let's save this. Everybody's drunk. We're going to do this road event once. Ooh. These hit hard. I didn't have fly active, so I might actually die here. Oh, shit. Please? Oh, right, and they have ranged attacks. Okay, good to know. Whoo, boy. Whoo, boy. I forgot how dangerous y'all are. We need to clear through the top tiers as quickly as we can. If we clear through the top tiers, I don't think that the swarm of bottom tiers should matter that much. Because I don't think there's any mid tiers in play here, it's just the top and bottom tiers. It's like the first wave is top tier, second wave is a bunch of bottom tiers. So as long as we can desync that initial spawn, we should be golden. Okay, so that's done. It is 2 o'clock, so we're not going to get there. We're not going to get the, like, night event immediately. We have 118 in Might Magic 6 now, so we are going to go around and look at these different places. Let's put down a Lloyd's Beacon, I guess. We'll just put down a beacon here, and we'll just head immediately to 6. So let's do that. I think that makes sense. I don't think we need the thing in Tunnel CFO at this point. So we're going to head to... It's probably faster to TP to Murmur Woods. So we're going to TP to Murmur Woods. We're going to re-put this down, because we might as well. It makes sense to have a beacon in every continent. We pop back to Ravenshore. Do we want to do the thinger first, actually? Let's do the arena. So we have to wait 2 days, and we can pop into the arena. And save it up.
Welcome, a quiet room. Welcome, a quiet room, you say.
Get back over here. And then we'll be heading back to Deja.
Need a coach?
Once we're
Ready to
doing
go.
the 7 stuff, we'll need to
Looks like this one's up.
just realize that I didn't save. It's fine.
Come on,
We
let's
have
go
an
in.
autosave. Okay, this is what, Swordsman? So yeah, let's do some of the arena. Get this done. Yeah, it's gotten much easier for me to manage my sleep schedule in my old age. But, you know, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination.
Heal me. We got it.
Okay, right, I don't even have to loot you. Okay, what are you? Polar? That'd be fun. I was gonna say, like, well, if you don't even hit me,
I can't
because I'm just
identify.
that good, you won't get to pull me. But unfortunately, my characters do not actually have that much AC. Not that high of AC. Ooh!
Sorry, sorry.
That right there be a staff. There's staves in these woods. I actually didn't check my loot at all. So I have multiple things that I can get going there. Cool, cool, cool. I'd like to make sure that everybody's attacking from the same side to maximize my DPS here.
We got
I think we should be able to clear through quite a few of these potentially. What level are you? You're level 163. So I feel like we should be able to make at least some progress and potentially quite a lot of progress through here. Might not go quite as well as I feel like it will, but I feel like we have pretty good odds of being able to clear at least a few of these, maybe 2 or 3. This one's an exploder. It's a high DPS, and yeah, it basically can't touch us. So my guess is that this is going to go fine. No guarantee. Like, some enemy types just bolster way crazier than others, you know? We got a Tempest here. Cyclone. Luckily, these seem to be doing absolutely nothing to me. These are... On the unfortunate side, though, I can't actually tell the difference between the different types. So, since I can't tell the difference between the different types, I can't tell, like, the top tier apart from the others. I guess I can, they're slightly harder. Okay, but yeah, this is gonna be fine. I don't think that this can get out of control, really. The pulls can be a problem, potentially. But honestly, the pulls aren't even, like, something that's bad for me, necessarily. because the pulls pull me away from the sparks. So like, since some of these are functionally melees, the puller is potentially going to be counterproductive to its own aims. Next.
A scratch.
Easy peasy. That was actually really smooth. Like, that was surprisingly smooth. So we cleared level 22. Let's TP back to Ravenshore, and we're just going to keep doing this. But first, we are going to look at this stuff. So we've got this, which is good, but not as good as what we have. We also have another staff here. We found a few staves. One of which looks like that.
Huh. How lucky.
So we have an ancient bone staff of
It's
acid.
useless. Huh.
Okay. We have a 96 power Philosopher's Stone.
Now here's something.
Oh, we got another sword. Interesting. This is... Your weapon enchants can deal critical damage. This is killing with a single target attack, recovers your action time, which isn't great for this character, honestly. Let's take a look at this. Okay, I don't think that we're going to need to equip this, so that's something that we may steal the enchant off later if we need it to complete our build, but is probably not going to be super relevant to our interests, honestly.
It's worthless.
We have a lot of items in play.
It's worthless. Junk.
That's pretty good. But this is the death and eradication immunity item. Alright, do I have a death and eradication rings lying around somewhere? Let's see. Because if I could get a death and eradication ring, then I could just equip this. I guess I could just equip this on you, but is this yours? Yes, this is yours as well. So I could improve Commoniton by a much smaller margin. How do we feel about our situation? Just going to take the unambiguous W there. Huh. Yeah, I don't think we necessarily have anything that'll get that job done for us. I don't think we have like a bunch of death and eradication rings. Alright. This is going to take a shit ton of resources before I'm willing to copy it. let's see here. And we don't need to improve that item at this exact moment as well. We have this item here, which makes sense to pump to get those up. Do we want to do that? Probably not, right? Probably makes more sense to pump my chest pieces. Do I have anything really, really good for a chest? Let's see. You have this. You are not going to want to use this in the end game, probably. I don't think I want to invest resources into reworking this item when I already have one on. Even though it is a duplicate. It could be fun. I mean, it would be kind of cool to rework this. I have 406 speed on Hermes. So the question here is, can I make that a sensible... Can I just make a sensible pair of boots that I would be willing to invest a ton of resources into? I need to have the resist effect on everybody, if possible. So let's track down, I think it's inventory management time. Is it though? I mean, probably. At the very least, I think I'm going to pop over to Alchemist and sell all of the Harpy Wings. The unfortunate thing about the items that are guaranteed, not guaranteed drops, but like the items that can drop from enemies by default, so not the ones that drop with the Alchemist thing, which does get affected by Bolster. The items that drop from like Harpies can just drop Harpy feathers by default. Those effects are not impacted by Bolster. So when those drop on the ground, they just take up space. They're not really particularly useful. So, and obviously, like, because of the fact that Catalyst exists, like, it's useful to just have low-level crafting materials. But I'm going to end up with plenty of crafting materials without needing to, you know, pick up 1,000 Harpy feathers. So... Okay, so how are we doing now? Let's get rid of these Harpy feathers as well.
Rarities from across the land.
So you, you. You. We got the crafting diamonds here.
Business was a...
And let's see. We don't probably need this. This is weaker than what I've got. With that being said, I'm kind of tempted. To make a legendary for commodity, make a legendary weapon for commodity. It might end up being valuable to do that. Because we have... just don't feel like that's necessarily how I want to go with this right now. Commonaton's pretty tanky already. So I don't know that I get a huge amount out of doing that. Whereas reworking these boots, I think might be more valuable. If I were to rework these boots, they have reduced all damage taken by 10%, which is a very strong effect to have on boots. And I could potentially boost these to the point that they're better than Hermes. Though it's going to be tough going. The 40 AC on these is very strong. We might not be able to make it such a low-level item. I mean, I guess 40 AC is very strong, but, so is 10% damage reduction completely. Do we want to use these? If we do want to use these, what stats do we want to put on them? It's tempting to put luck on them. That would mitigate some of the loss. We could put... We could try to put might and luck on these. That's a potential option. These have speed and endurance. I don't feel like I need this endurance. But I would like to rework that. Give that might, maybe. I think that if I take the endurance off of this and have speed and might, I might be comfortable with just pumping this at this point. And yeah, I think I'm actually going to do that. Let's rework these. They have a unique effect that's going to be very difficult to replicate. So we're not going to need to replace them anytime soon. Whereas, like, these are kind of garbage. Right? These are very easily replaced. Actually, because these are so easily replaced, maybe I should consider doing... Oh, wait, but I have another pair of boots. Where's my other boots? Do I want... Ooh. But actually, though... But that is boots, which is not necessarily what I want, because I would have to replace this item. Do I have another of those? No, I don't think I do, but I might. I don't think I do. I feel like I would know. If I had a second one of those, it would be very obvious when I was attacking enemies. So no, I don't think that I have that. So since I don't have another one of those, it doesn't necessarily make sense to get these boots. There we go. Oh, I also can't use them yet. So, but those might be the ones that I want to. Those might be the ones that I want to pump. How are we doing on? Right. Let's just do another. Let's just do another arena battle. I'll think about the other stuff in a bit. For now, we can just go to some empty inventories or near empty inventories. And what do we need to do? Rest
Welcome. A quiet room.
twice.
A quiet room, you
And then
say.
pop over here.
Need a coach?
And pop over to not Garrett Gorge. Go to the other one.
It's a little dark in here.
Alright, so we'll start level 23.
What lies
And depending on how this goes, we might want to just immediately start the next one as well. I puttered in my inventory for quite a bit for someone who didn't really do anything with that inventory puttering. We should be all set here. If I can get another status immunity item, that'll be really useful to me. I also need to start accumulating some legendary belts. And what else do we need? I'd like to... I think I should probably rework the status immunity ring to be the double HP thing. I think I'll do that once I finish this part of the arena, actually. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to rework that ring. We're not going to copy it yet, because we can't copy it until it's higher level. I mean, we can, but I don't want to copy it until it's higher level. But what we're going to do with that ring is I think we're going to put double hit points on... Oh, shit, rocks. This is a concern. I mean, on the plus side, if I clear a section, they can't, like, chase me or anything. So, once an area is cleared, it's cleared. Nice. Yeah, I had a full complement of them on my previous playthrough. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to get some more of them, because they're very, very good. And the other thing is that I want to replace the one that I've got with those boots that reduce resists for Severia. Because if I could be reducing people's physical and fire resistance with Severia, that would be very, very handy for me. Unfortunately, we do have a bunch of AoE damage coming out. But I think we're going to be okay here. Is this the boss? This is the boss. I don't know how hard it's going to hit on its own. It's not that crazy, I don't think. Okay, we're not going to loot this immediately, because we don't want to... I was a little concerned that boss was just going to blow me up, but it seems that we're fine. So, as long as we can clear out the AoE boulders before the next pack spawns, we're all good. We're actually way ahead of the curve. Curb? The curve. We're ahead of the curve. We got a belt. Could be legendary. Alright, we got some elven archers. We have just recently fought a bunch of these. So...
Ow.
Archers are, of course, going to be a pain in the ass. But these are probably going to be weak enough to not cause too many problems for me, I think. We haven't seen any rangers yet. It is very funny that the Rangers are the top tier archers, considering that archers exist as a class. And so do Rangers. And archers are better at bowing than Rangers are. This random, you know, person just pulls out a frickin' an axe. You get into melee, it just pulls out an axe and goes ham on you. Alright. That's pretty simple. That is no problem whatsoever. This is the kind of fight that would often be fairly difficult to deal with, because there's just a lot of enemies that are hitting from range. So let's see what our belt is. Nothing useful. Helmet, nothing useful. Ancient Lich's mace, nothing useful. Okay. We are going to pop over to the inn. We're going to wait 2 days, and then we're going to do this again.
A quiet room.
We're gonna just pump the Endless Arena until it stops being easy. And then we'll decide from there if we want to do some inventory management, or if we want to do
This'll be fun.
Something else. I could see a world where 30 is viable at this point. I don't think it's going to be. We're not super high level.
Ow! Tis but a scratch.
And things get really out of control really fast when things start approaching my power level. Like in a dungeon, there's a lot I can do to mitigate how many enemies are hitting me at a time in a way that I can't do just like wandering around out here. So we can do some stuff, but we can't do as much as we'd like necessarily. If I'd been holding S, I would have actually had time. Oh shit! Oh, I'm probably dead. I was out in the open. And because I was out in the open, I'm probably just gonna die. Oh shit, I got pulled off the thing. Oh, this is very bad. I actually think I'm dying here. They are fairly slow, but it doesn't matter if I can't dodge their attacks. And I don't see where they are behind me, which is going to make it harder. Okay. And I got pulled out there. Suboptimal. Yep. This is definitely gonna do me in. No shot here.
Have no fear.
I mean, Kamanasen is pretty tanky, but not tanky enough to handle 15 enemies on me. Yeah, that puller really made my life a lot harder. So we're gonna do this again. We're definitely not getting to 30. There's no shot. No shot. If that wasn't manageable because I just like got a random puller who pulled me into a bad position, there's no way that being in a good position is going to get me all the way to 30. So let's take a look at what level these are. These are 158, so they're not high level by any stretch of the imagination.
Tis but a scratch.
You know, I did say that, but it's not necessarily true. A puller pulling me in that position is actually really bad. Like, because I wasn't able to do damage and I wasn't able to, like, get to safety. There was no retreat. Whereas, if I'm in a position like this, I should be able to handle, like, most enemy setups without having to deal with anything too crazy. Of course, sometimes you run into a swapper, and that tests your theory. But yeah, look at this. They've got, like, nobody left alive already. So, yeah, being in a slightly more efficient position got us to a point where we don't have to deal with these on a high level. But, yeah, this thing is strong enough that I don't imagine we're going to be able to get too much further than this. Like, they're not hitting for small amounts of damage. They're knocking people unconscious when there's only 2 enemies on the field. So if the bosses can kind of like solo knock me unconscious, I don't think I'm going to get through a shit ton of levels. Though I might, it depends, because the scaling is not like consistent necessarily, right? It's not like every level it goes up it by X% of damage or whatever. If that was a particularly difficult pack, which it kind of feels like it might have been, if that was a particularly difficult pack, then we might be okay. Because yeah, these are doing nothing. These are almost completely harmless. Part of that is just because they are they don't have a ranged attack. But okay, we have a swift fighter here. And yeah, this thing isn't nothing. So we'll see. Some water beasts here. They move pretty fast. Faster than I would have expected. There isn't going to be any loot for the boss of this. This is probably not too much trouble. I think that this is going to be fine. As long as we're clearing them fairly quickly, we should be able to handle this without too much issue once the boss spawns. Obviously depends a bit on what kind of boss it is. Exploding? That's probably no problem. Should be golden. Okay, so we have taken that out. It drops a nothing. Okay. There we go. So, that's level 24 completed. And we got a couple of shinies there, I believe. Let's take a look.
Powerful this is.
Did we only get one item? No. Okay, so we got this. Alright, let's go do another one. We're starting to get some concerning enemies, but
A quiet
if-
room, you said.
if those ogres were a bit of an outlier, excuse me, we might still be fine for a couple more rounds
Need a coat? Ready
without
to
too
go.
much craziness. We'll just have to see.
What lies ahead?
We will have to see. Starting level 25,
Looks like this one's all right.
we're going to get into a position that is good, actually.
Ow!
And yeah, I don't actually remember what they are because I've cleared through all of these, but I don't remember all the enemy sets. One of the issues was that because I did the previous time I did it all at the end, I didn't do it like mid-run. That the earlier ones I just plowed through, which means that I was completely ignoring them. Basically, I was just sitting in a corner on double speed. Okay, so that is the boss. It's a thorn boss. We're gonna clear out all the others first. Do we clear out all the others first? I don't think so, actually. We're gonna clear out this water elemental, because it's a water elemental. But this boss has a multi-hit attack, so we want to actually clear this. We don't want this beating on us when others are spawned. It was actually doing way less damage than I expected. Is it the mid-tiers that has the multi-hit? Does the top tier not have the multi-hit attack, actually? So we got 2 amulets. Oh, we got a map. Druid Circle. Minicore! That's cute. What a cute name. Okay, we might actually die here, so it might not matter that we found that cool stuff. We might be in deep shit. We're probably in deep shit, actually. I think we die here. They're just gonna blast us from range, and there's nothing I can do about it if we're approached immediately. Okay. So the manticores fucking obliterated me. I could have probably gotten some better results if I didn't go up on the platform and just get blasted from range that whole time. But those were actually very strong. I don't know that I could have beaten those.
Need a coach?
Let's try this one more time.
Come on, let's go in.
Let's see. Yeah.
Let's go in.
Okay. So elementals again. That's so sad. We got 2 amulets.
Ow!
I like getting amulets. We don't have a lot of legendary amulets, and we can use them for every party member, so...
We got it.
I need to... Okay, they're all gonna align here, I believe. Hey, you know, we got a control cube this time. That's not too bad. I like control cubes. And who knows, maybe we'll find something even crazier this time. As a reward for our failure. Let's see. Yeah, I think I am definitely going to end up one. Because the fatigue is actually just now hitting me as I'm like dealing with these water elementals. This is actually the same water elemental. It's a thorn water elemental again.
Tis but a scratch.
So since the fatigue is finally starting to hit me,
Tis but a scratch.
that's perfect timing.
Ow!
This is fatigue from the fact that I only got 5 hours of sleep, not fatigue from the fact that I'm streaming. If I was getting worn out from streaming for like 2 hours, that would be kind of sad.
Tis but a scratch. Tis but a scratch.
Scorpicore. Alright. My hope here is that this is going to be enough, and I just don't think it is. I think that these are way stronger, and we're just going to get obliterated here.
Have no fear.
Yeah. It was a map for Druid Circle, I think? But yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to manage that without making some improvements to our party. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter because we just lost it. I wasn't expecting to be able to beat the Manticore pack, and we can't at the moment, probably. We could potentially do some shenanigans to make that work, but probably not. So what do I want to do here? Yeah, do I want to rewrite this item to get this properly set up? I think I do. We're going to get this item set up correctly. My intention with this item is for this to be the only item that has HP on it for all of my characters at the end of the game. That's the intention with this ring. So we're going to remove the speed on the first attempt. We're going to save this under danger. And then we are going to... We're going to need to re-roll this to get the stat that we need, which is a component of this that I forgot about. Because I'm a talented individual. Okay, we can't use these. We can use this. So that's might. Might is not what we want on this particular item, even though might is useful for every party member. That was the wrong location. Alt. For some reason, sometimes it's like on seemingly by default, and I can just like leave it on, and other times I have to hold the button to make it show up. It's like once it disappears, I then need to finger it. might again. This is a concern. I guess we have a lot of control cube available. Come on, I need you to give me HP. I need some HP, my friend. I need HP to be a thing that you can do for me. Do I have any other diamonds? Let's see. Yeah, that basically seems to be correct to me, is that it is on by default usually, and then at some point I manage to toggle it off somehow, and then once it's toggled off, you have to hold it. That is in keeping with my experience. Okay, shit. So we do need control cubes if we're gonna keep exploring this. We can make this happen. It's just going to be a matter of how much of a pain it is. Because I think that we can rework the... I think we can rework the RNG by leveling up the item in between thingers in different intervals. So... That's hit points. Okay. We're all good. We're all good. We got this. Okay, so... That was spooky. This is an item that we are planning to get, like, completely maxed out eventually. So it's not a problem that we had to pump that many things into it. It's not super high value to do that at the moment, because we're just boosting the of Doom effect. So it's not like what I would prefer to be doing with that right now. But it's not like we're losing resources that we would never want to use on this. We're just losing resources that we would want to use later. So we are going to, I think, cap this out. Let's see. It might give it HP earlier, but it doesn't matter because none of the things that I was doing there are things that I don't want to do eventually anyway. So there's no reason for me to reroll the RNG other than short-term, like, power difference. So I'm not super concerned about it. It's just going to make it so that I have less ability to pump certain types of items early on. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's done. And I am actually going to just fully cap this, because if I actually get this all the way up to, like, this point, we're actually only, like, going to be, like, what, 8 points away from... We're going to be basically 8 in all stats away from being completely maxed out on this item. And if I did that, I could just... I feel like this item doesn't need more than this, really. Like, eventually I'll need to invest into getting the level on this up, in theory. In practice, I don't think I'm ever going to need to. Like, in practice, this legendary is never going to be the most valuable legendary for me to invest more into, outside of, like, thinger. So what this means, actually, is because I had to invest all of that into there, and it's now 22 to all stats, it caps out at 30 with the resources that I have right now. And I think it probably caps at like 60 or something overall, maybe. I don't know. There's like a whole extra tier of crafting materials beyond that point. But regardless of what it caps at, we're going to have so many legendaries that we need to invest control cubes into. We have 3 people who are dual wield. We have 4 people who are dual wielding. We have... Yeah, I think that with this many people dual wielding, and... like, we have the armor, we have all these different things. I think that we have so many legendaries that we could be investing into that, yes, rather than having this copy come later, I think we might want to do it now. We might want to do this copying now. Do I have confirmation that this is the highest this can go, though? We need to make sure that this is not able to be pumped more. Okay, this can't be pumped more with diamonds. So the only way that I can increase this right now is control cubes. So if I use a control cube, I could get... I just realized that I found a sliver at some point, right? Like, at some point I found a crafting moonstone. Was it one of those? Because I might be finding, like the second type of crafting moonstone at some point in the near future. And I should probably keep an eye on that. Let's see. Okay, it might not even be in my current inventory. What do we think? Do we think we copy this now? We could copy this now and give it to Kortal. We could copy it now and give it to Olrin as well. If we gave it to Olrin, we would be able to replace that. If we gave it to Severia, we could replace that belt. Is the Berserker's belt useful to you? That's a 16% power boost. Interesting. But that's just because you have a garbage belt, right? I think that other belt that I picked up, is that this one? This actually gives me more of a boost. Let's do this, actually. We're going to make this happen. So we're copying the Blessed Ring here. And we can give the first one to Comoniton. Comoniton needs to have status immunity just to be able to prevent certain kinds of bad effects. And then we have so many legendaries on this character. We can completely unequip this, because this is unnecessary in a world where we have this equipped. And we're up to 100k vitality on you and 61k thinger. You also are immune to all status effects now. So, do we have any other gear on that gives me immunities? No. Alright, so Severia is now in a stronger position than before. The party as a whole is in a stronger position than before as well. We've got a bit of extra HP. We never have to worry about putting HP on this character anymore because it's just not going to stack very efficiently. We have hit points on this item. Do we want to swap these? I think we do. So we swap this to you. And you can benefit from hit points still. I don't want to rewrite that item right now. Do you have air resistance coming from anywhere else? No. I'm gonna take this off anyway, I don't care that much. Alright, we do this, so now we have the crit chance effect in play again. So you have some substantially less HP with that done. Do I just take this and put this on you? Sure. For now. That's done. We have a little bit more to do. But yeah, I'm pretty content with having copied this item. This is like, it's such a huge boost, particularly for a character who's life stealing, like a massive amount. I think that'll be very, very handy. Hopefully this doesn't end up being overkill later and requiring that I like rework it, because that would be unfortunate. And this has speed and endurance and of doom. I could rework it. This has speed and luck. Do I want to rework this item to have something more interesting? I think so, because it's pretty easy to rework it. We have a few minutes left. Let's save this under test. I feel confident in what we've just done. I definitely won't regret it. Let's take this item and start tracking down the material components for this. How high is this? It's high enough that I can't use the really little ones. Can I use these? Possibly? Crafting handbrake definitely is. Okay, we got a crafting amethyst. Definitely can use that. Forgot that those existed. Okay, got another one over here. That'll save me some higher level materials. Got a shit ton of crafting amber here and a bunch of crafting topazes. Alright, so let's do this. We are going to rework the endurance off of this, which we just got rid of on the first attempt. Let's go. Save this under danger. And that is not sufficient. That is... Why did I do that? The accuracy was exactly what I would want. Don't mind me. We're just going to go ahead and quickly reload because I wasn't paying attention to what my actual needs are. And we can just put that on there. It would be nice to have might, actually. But no, I think accuracy and speed makes sense to put on the item that gives crit chance to the thing. That's fine. So this is set. And anything else? Let's just use the ambers, I guess. We have 1 billion of them. Is 1 billion enough? Yes, 1 billion is definitely enough. Okay. So this is 75. Okay. Okay. That's done. That's done. And do we go all the way up to the crafting emeralds? I don't think so. I don't think that that's going to be useful. So instead, we're just going to slap this back onto you. So we're now at 61k baseline, and we can rewrite the intelligence off of this if we wanted. We have quite a lot of these rings that have like really garbage stats on them that we do not need. So we're gonna just rewrite the one stat on this. No, we kind of need to rewrite both at some point, and I think it makes more sense to do them both at the same time. So never mind. We're not going to do this one yet. We probably have something else that we can do that would be more efficient. We actually might even be able to get it done before we have to end. So this is done. This is something that I could just pump now. This is speed and luck. We do need to get more might gear. Do we want to rework this to have might on it? I think we do. We need to have some might gear on this character. We are way behind on might. So fix that. We can also pump this. Now I think about it, but that's already pretty decent. This is dual speed. What is my other legendary? I have another legendary leather, right? Somewhere. It's my chain. No, I probably don't. I probably don't need to rework the other legendary. Also, the endurance. You know what? The endurance on this is fine for now. Her endurance is pretty low right now, so that's a pretty big difference in HP. It's almost a 10% increase in HP. We're gonna leave that alone. Do we have something else? It's 1 o'clock. All right. So with it being 1 o'clock, I think we're gonna end here. We've gotten ourselves a little bit more durability. We've got, and actually probably more than just a little bit more durability. Komanatin is now going to be like way tankier. I'm tempted to actually put this ring onto Kortal instead. I feel like putting this ring on Kortal would potentially give me much better results, actually. I'm going to do this. I'm going to swap these. I'm going to leave the other HP thing on Kortal for now, just because I'm not going to want to deal with it, but... yeah, no. We'll leave it like this for now. It's fine. What was the other one? Put it in here, so it should be. We'll deal with that later. Okay, so that I believe is it for today. So thank you everyone for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure streaming for you today. Sorry about being a wee bit late, and by a wee bit I do mean an hour and a half. And I hope to see you all again tomorrow when we will not be late. Hopefully.